Monaco Grand Prix, top hospitality. One house will give it to you for free. You don't need to do anything. Number 2, how about I tell you that money can buy you your happiness? You just need to know how. Number 3, I want to share with you techniques so that you can discover things that make you truly happy. What is your favorite thing in the whole world? What is it that you love doing? Do you love painting? Do you love hill walking? Because here's the thing, money really does matter. It's not about the money itself, it's about the choices that it gives you. People sometimes say to me, you know, what you do, Paul, all these millions of pounds worth of property and everything else, money can't buy you happiness. It can. Money's a tool. And so to say money can't buy you happiness is a bit like saying a hammer can't bang in a nail. As long as you use the tool for what it's designed for, it can absolutely do the thing that you want it to do. What is the most important thing to you in your life? Don't, please, don't cheat, and don't go and put what society wants you to put. My family is the most important to me in society, and no. What is really important to you? We call these things your values. Value, when you're living in the moment, when you're living in your value, it's when time stands still. It's when you don't care about the effort that it takes. So it's not about being easy. It could be really hard. Pause, think, write down the 3 things that are your highest values, the 3 things that you're drawn to do the most. I'm going to assume you've done that now. So let's say your top 3 highest values: health. Number 2, let's say it's travel. And number 3, let's say it's, looking good, fashion. Whenever you get money, you are naturally going to spend your money on some aspect of health, some aspect of travel, and some aspect of looking good, fashion. If you don't know what your top highest values are, if you don't allow yourself that freedom, that truth, to be honest with yourself and say what those highest values are, you're not actually going to live the life that you love. The second is that when you get money, you're going to spend it on those things, and you're delusional about being wealthy unless you acknowledge that those are your top 3 highest values, and now you link money to them. Let's think about what an abundance of money could do for health. If you had more money, you could eat organic food, couldn't you? You could join the best gyms, you could have a personal trainer, and you could get the diet and the body that you wanted. And critically, you'd have enough time to do it, therefore you wouldn't be stressed by doing other things instead of what it is you actually wanted to do, and therefore you would be happier. I've got a straight line correlation in my head between wealth, in my case mostly properties, but let's say businesses including properties that give me money. Because I know what my highest values are, I can direct that income, that wealth, towards my highest values, and it makes you happy. Here's the news: wealth makes you happy. And for all of you miserable people out there, go and be wealthy, and then let's see if you can get a bit happier too. I'm not saying that absolutely everything needs money, but most things do. So I want to give you an example now about me. I love Formula 1. I'm in my apartment here in Monaco. I've got this year's Monaco official 80th Grand Prix t-shirt on. Couldn't be happier. My water bottle, look, Monaco, that's the shape of the racing track. I'm surrounded by all kinds of things. This here, okay, it's not my favorite team. This is Red Bull. So I'm a Mercedes supporter, but I respect excellence. This cap is actually signed by Mark Webber, and I think Mark Webber is one hell of a driver. Because of the wealth that I've got, I can live in Monaco, which is essentially the spiritual home of it's the glamorous home of Formula 1. And I also get things delivered to my door. Well, this was a parcel that was delivered. I've got a pouch for me and a pouch for Annika. What's in here? Well, I've got some lanyards. And this one says Paddock Club Friday, Paddock Club Saturday, Paddock Club Sunday. And this lot allows us into the Paddock Club at the Monaco Grand Prix. Not only is the Monaco Grand Prix the most exclusive Grand Prix in the world, but the Paddock Club at the Monaco Grand Prix is the most exclusive paddock club in the world. These 2 bags with our access to the Grand Prix for the weekend are £15,000 each. And you might be thinking, well, great, good for you, Paul, but I can't afford £15,000. You can. But look here at this bullet point in this report from February. It says the average house, the average property in the UK is £16,000 more than it was a year ago. During the year, you've enjoyed rent, and what you could do is you could just use 1 year's property appreciation for this, and you'd have £1,000 change. And that's an example of linking. So Formula One and following Formula One around the world and the excellence of the engineering, the excellence of the drivers, the teams, the camaraderie. And so I'm not trying to turn you into a Formula One convert. My point is that following Formula One isn't cheap. You need money. How do we get that money? Well, we get it from being property investors. One of the reasons that we're property investors is not for the property itself, but because it allows us to continuously tick this thing off our bucket list. The other reason that I love being a property investor is that it puts roofs over families' heads. It gives them a front door that wouldn't otherwise have them. There's 300,000 people in the UK that are living in emergency accommodation. They literally don't have their own front door. They're in some sort of hostel or emergency hotel, and generally it's pretty poor accommodation, and generally they don't like being there. What I hate is that of those 300,000 people, imagine this, 100,000 of them are children. How it must feel to be a child brought up in emergency accommodation in the 6th richest nation in the world. What did that child do to deserve getting put into emergency accommodation? I mean, okay, maybe they didn't have the best parents, maybe they got fantastic parents. And as a parent, for goodness sake, would you want to bring up your child in emergency accommodation? I don't. I want to help as many families as possible to have good quality, affordable accommodation that they can enjoy securely, in comfort, warmth, and all the rest of it. So as a landlord, I think it's fantastic that what I do to make money is to provide a service that's of massive significance. What flows from that is the financial rewards that come to me, to us here in Monaco, and they're linked to my highest values. If you can link money, property, business to your highest values, you're going to become wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. And in my case, yes, I'm an engineer. I love engineering. I love Formula One cars. I love fast things. Maybe you can't think of anything better than going on a yoga retreat for 2 weeks every month to Bali or wherever. And if that would make you happy, if that would enrich your soul, think about how simple it would be to buy a house, collect the rent, and it goes up by £16,000. Because one property equals one paddock club. What would an extra £30,000 a year do for you? Because essentially, for the last 12 months, that's been 2 properties, 2 average properties. So if you're asking yourself the question, why is it that all these other people have got all these other things that I can't have? And why are they doing things that I can't afford to do? How about you stop asking yourself that question and you start asking yourself the question, how can I? And for me, the key that unlocked the door to success from a financial point of view was simple. It's many years ago now, and it was becoming a property investor. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this week's edition of Money Matters. If you've not yet liked and subscribed, please do it. It just I want to spread this message to as many people as possible. As you know, I think each and every one of you is wonderful. You're a unique, wonderful human being. Give yourself permission to shine. Start property investing and start ticking things off your bucket list. See you next week.